Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Juicy Bullet film review. I didn't see that he was getting a drink there. Today we are
It's
reviewing a
all
movie
good.
called Triggered, which aired in November of 2020. It was
20.
November 6th,
Mm-hmm.
I believe, of
Popped
2020.
up on Hulu about a month ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we figured, may as well do a review of it while it's still relatively new. Um,
And the fact that neither of us had seen it.
yeah, it was so new, neither one of us had seen it, so it would be something fresh for the both of us, because most of the previous movies Daniel had watched before, I hadn't. So we figured it would be nice if it was something fresh for the both of us. Um, so yeah, all right. Uh, the name of the movie and the tagline are up above us. It's something brand new that I put together in the last 5 minutes. And the director's
Yeah, pretty
name
much.
is below us. Um, Next time I'll try to get a nicer title and tagline. It's a little low quality, but it's the only one that I
I
could
mean, I had to
find.
remind you that we were recording today, so.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was Sunday. So there's that. The literally the only day of the week that I pay attention to is Wednesday. Because there's stuff that happens on Wednesday that I need to stay up to date on. So, um, all right. I guess we'll get into it. Would you like to start with your first note, or do you want me to start with mine?
um, so, so no, I found it very interesting because the movie like confused me like instantly.
Yes.
Um, because the first part of the movie, we had some older gentleman in a hoodie stabbing another older gentleman with a bomb vest on. And the first thing you see on the bomb vest, it says searching for players.
Yep.
And I'm just like, what in the hell of kind of a movie are we about to watch?
Yeah. Yeah.
Instant thought.
Yeah. Uh, that's kind of how I felt too. I was like, I knew this was gonna get a little strange, but it got really strange really quickly. Like
And then it went from
instantly.
that to a completely normal scene with
Yeah,
a bunch of high school graduates
yeah. It
or
was
college,
it was just
bunch,
like
bunch of
nine
college kids.
college kids camping, like a group of 9 friends who just are on a camping trip.
And it went from like relationship issues to drug problems
Oh yeah,
to
yeah. You
sex.
learn a lot of
Uh,
information very quickly about these 9 young individuals. Um, I actually specifically wrote down in my first note that it was a reunion. They specifically stated that it was the first time they had all been together in quite a while. Um,
yeah, since high school.
yes, since high school, and they talk repeatedly about how most of them are in college,
Hmm.
and that some of them have already graduated college. Um, so yeah, I specifically wrote that there are 9 of them and that it's a reunion. Uh, and one of the people is in a band, and his band had a lot of funky names, and I wrote a couple of them down just because they made me laugh.
Cock humor.
Dick Cancer and Cock Tumor, and
I
then
wrote
I
that
don't
down.
remember the third one, but it had something to do with butts.
Yeah, yeah. I was done at that point.
It
Um,
was really funny.
something I wrote down, and this is way before they put they got the vest put on them.
Hmm.
But you can obviously tell that everyone in this friend group knows each other for like since high school.
Yes.
But you can tell that there's a lot of them that don't like each other. Like there's like one that
Yes.
like
There's a lot of
likes
tension.
two but hates one.
Mm-hmm.
And my first thought was like, man, there are gonna be some people on here who are gonna gladly kill somebody.
It was not a
Because
tight-knit group by any means.
the whole thing, like in the description of the movie, if you go on Hulu and you watch it, it says that they do find out that if they all have random timers, and they soon find out that if you kill someone, you get the remaining time.
Yes. Because they have
So since I
bomb
had already
vests
read,
on. When the timer hits 0, boom. But if you kill another person, you gain the amount of remaining time they had left, on top of the time you still had left.
so knowing that about the movie, I was just looking at these 9 kids, and I was like, you know what? Some of these people are going to gladly kill somebody.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it's just a lot of information. Like within like the first 30 minutes of the movie, a lot of information is gathered.
Oh, yeah. And I actually wrote specifically 5 minutes in, and I already hate most of these people.
I didn't write that down, but I got that feeling too.
Because there were a lot of them that were just assholes. Like, my next note, because there was a sex scene, and then after that sex scene, the guy straight up said, "Good work tonight," to the chick that he had sex with.
That was Bobby.
Yeah. Yeah. He said, "Good work tonight." Which just no. That's not an okay thing to say.
Then you had Kato, the ex-drug dealer.
Wait, who was it that he had sex with?
Bobby had sex with, I can't remember her name because she died pretty quickly. Oh no, was it with her? I can't remember. And no, not Amber. You're just gonna have to, folks, ladies and gentlemen who are watching this, you're just gonna have to find out by watching the movie because we forgot.
Wait, did he have sex with Cece?
No, because Cece was having an argument with Ezra. Because Cece was thinking that Ezra cheated on her.
Huh. I have no idea who it was. I don't remember.
Yeah, just gonna have to watch the movie, folks. Sorry. But anywho, where was I going with that? Oh no, so Kato was basically saying to Ryan, which was a girl, basically the smart one in the group, was asking why she was dating PJ, the rocker dude.
Yes.
And how it didn't make sense. Instantly poured her drink on top of his head.
Yes. Which I actually really appreciated that she did that.
Same.
She got up and said, "I think I need a refill." And he said, "Your drink is full, though." She poured it on his head, and then she said, "Not anymore." And then she walked away. I actually greatly appreciated that scene. But that is, I think, actually when I wrote down that note about me hating them. Was right after that. Yeah. And then the pivotal moment, the change of it all, was when the original hooded guy from scene 1, the opening, comes. Well, first he ambushed Aaron in the woods when I'm assuming she went to go use the bathroom.
Yeah, she did not realize it. Like she was not meant to see him. Like he did not want her.
I think it was Aaron. It might have been the other girl.
It was the other girl who had just had sex.
What the fuck was her name? She died so quick. I don't remember her name. Oh my god, that's gonna bother me. Okay. Anyway, so this guy knocks her out in the woods, and then uses a gas to knock everyone else out. And they all wake up
Mm-hmm.
with the bomb vests on. And he was, like, I guess, explaining to them like a madman, ranting about why he was doing what he was doing. Um, but I think I actually might have wrote this. No, okay. I I had thought about it before because they mentioned Caleb really early. Um, Erin
Mm-hmm.
mentioned that she didn't want the night to be about Caleb. She wanted to just have fun. And then this madman was also ranting about Caleb when he got there. So I wrote, "Who is Caleb?" And then immediately upon writing that, he explained that Caleb was his son, who had died, and his wife committed suicide very quickly afterward. So to finish off that note, I wrote,
Her
answered
name was Shay.
Shay. Right. Yeah. Of course it was.
Her name was. I
So
mean, I'm looking
easy.
at it right now on IMDb.
Okay. Um, so I wrote, "Who is Caleb?" Question mark. Answered, "But what does that have to do with them?" Question mark. Because it still didn't explain anything. He was just talking about how his son had died and his wife committed suicide shortly after. I had no idea what the hell the connection was between
And
his son and
they were
them.
his science. He was their
Yes, he was
science
their
teacher
science
too.
teacher. And I knew that uh, Aaron had some sort of connection to Caleb, but I didn't know what it was. Um, and my next note was very similar, actually. What exactly happened when the timer runs out? Figured it out.
See, mine was different. So Ryan was very quick to accuse Bobby of being the one who was in on it, or saying that because Bobby was missing. Bobby wasn't
Yes.
there. So I put Bobby question mark. Bobby. I was like I put Bobby missing question mark, and then literally next note was found him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the fact that the teacher used the fact that he was bi to
Yes.
blackmail him.
More specifically, that he had pictures of him at a club with another man.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't want that leaking because it would have affected his working relationship with his boss and all that good stuff.
You know what's something I completely missed during
Hmm.
that first bit of the movie?
What?
So I didn't realize that I completely missed that he took almost all the bullets out of his gun,
Yes.
and put them onto the first person he stabbed who had the bomb vest,
Yes, he did.
and only kept one bullet and used that bullet to shoot himself.
Yes, he did. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, Crazy Dude did not explain the rules of the game before he blew his brains out in front of the 8 who were sitting in front of him. He didn't explain any of the rules. He just explained that only one of them was going to make it out, and that they were the reason that his son was dead.
And basically saying you're going to find out how good of friends they are to each
Yes.
other.
And let me just tell you, folks, it really did not take them long to start killing each other.
No, it did not. Bobby was the first one.
But he didn't get killed, he blew up.
He didn't get.
He was the
blew up, but
example
he
of
was
what happens when
trying.
you run out of time.
He was trying to kill. He had a.
Yeah.
The science teacher gave him a knife.
I believe he was actually trying to kill, what was his name? Kano? Was it Kano he was trying to kill?
No, he was trying to kill Urza.
Oh, Ezra. Yeah.
Ezra.
Yeah. I actually came to like Ezra.
I did too. I didn't like him at first.
I didn't either.
He was very, like, I don't know. He was portrayed. He was portrayed as the bad guy.
But then he very quickly became like one of my favorite characters, and then immediately got killed off.
Like, I was sad when he died.
Yeah. Yeah. He literally, like, the amount of people who essentially sacrificed themselves to save Aaron by the end of the movie was ridiculous.
I think Shay was the one who. So okay, let's. So anyway, after they got the bomb vest and everything, after Bobby blew up, everyone scattered.
Yes.
And man, poor PJ. He accidentally killed that girl. He accidentally killed
Yes.
Cece.
He did accidentally kill Cece. She came up out of nowhere, and she scared the piss out of him, and he accidentally busted her head open with his flashlight.
And he had the lowest time. And that's
Yes.
when they found out.
Yep. And I actually had a few notes in that area, which was these vests are really advanced for a crazy guy. Like, you got to remember, it was a fucking lunatic who did this to these people, and these vests were really advanced.
Well, he was a science teacher. I mean, I think that was just kind
of which kind of blew my mind.
Probably been a science teacher for years.
And there was a lot of conversation for people with bomb vests on. Because like right after PJ accidentally kills Cece, most of them stand in a circle, except for one. It was
Shay.
Or no, yeah, after he killed Shay, and it was Cece who was standing behind a tree near the group.
No, Cece died. Cece is the one.
Cece was the flashlight victim.
Yes,
I had them backwards.
Cece was the flashlight.
Okay,
and then Shay was the one who had the least amount of time, and she was going around trying to. No,
sure?
No, you're right. You're right. It was.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, because Cece was Amber's best friend.
Fought Amber. Yeah. Yep. We were wrong. Okay.
And then when you were talking about they split up, my specific note was they split into pairs. Why? Like, why pairs? When everybody's trying to kill each other, why are they splitting into pairs?
Well, like Amber and Kato weren't trying to kill each other.
Right, they were dating, but it's still an every man for himself sort of situation.
Well,
so why did they split into pairs? They went with their allegiances, essentially.
They were trying to escape together, like thinking they could outbeat, they could find help.
They specifically stated that they were 30 miles away from town.
I know.
And the person who had the most time only had 53 minutes. There's no way that in an hour you can walk 30 miles.
Yeah.
Because they also specifically stated that by the time they woke up after being knocked out, that their cars were gone. And they had no idea where their cars were. So there was no way that they could feasibly make it back into town before their bombs exploded. The only way they could have is if they walked as a group, and then every time somebody got to like 5 seconds left, the next person with the least amount of time killed them. And then they just kept going in that way.
I mean,
then maybe they could have made it to town. But by then there would only be one person left anyway.
Yeah. I will say this though, my next note was when CC ran into Amber and Kato, and everything was revealed because Kato got stabbed in the leg.
Yeah. My next note was actually before that. It was like when, or no, it was right around that point. But my note was that bitch went psycho really quickly.
Yep.
As soon as her bomb vest went red, she was out to kill. Like, the bloodlust was real.
Oh, and the fact that
and then she stabbed her best friend and then started apologizing profusely.
Well, yeah, no. So Kato unleashed the can of beans that Ezra was cheating on her.
Yeah, with his girlfriend,
with Amber. Yeah. And the only reason they know is because they all hopped onto the herpy train.
Yeah. Because Kato had herpes, gave it to Amber. Amber gave it to
Ezra.
And then Ezra gave it to Cece.
Herpy train.
Yeah. And my next note was very graphic. So much for best friends. Because Cece stabbed Amber in the stomach and then apologized profusely, and then Amber slit Cece's throat with the knife she pulled out of her stomach. So
Should be dead.
yes,
She should have. I mean, Amber should have died right
yes,
then and there.
but she lived a significant length of time after that. She should have been dead. Honestly, Kano should have died long before he did too, but that's beside the point. He got stabbed in the leg, he got stabbed in the shoulder, he got stabbed in the arm.
He got punched in the face so much.
He got punched in. He got the shit kicked out of him. He got both of his kneecaps shot out.
Well, at that point, he was dead at that point after the kneecaps.
But he also killed 4 people, including his own girlfriend. He dug an axe into his own girlfriend's head. So
after he killed Ezra.
Yeah, after he killed Ezra, and then he shot CJ. Or that was his name, right? CJ? PJ. Yeah, he shot PJ in the head.
And it's in the psycho.
Oh, he actually shot 5 people because he also killed Ryan. So he actually killed over half of the group.
And what's even? And it's man. And I felt bad once you realized that the random dude was actually Ryan's dad.
Yes, the dude who got stabbed at the beginning was Ryan's dad, who was just in the woods trying to find his daughter.
Well, no, he got kidnapped just like everyone else did, or he got because he felt like that Ryan's dad didn't do enough because he was the cop that was investigating in Caleb's death.
Yes,
because he OD'd at a party.
Yes, which come to find out, Ryan actually killed him, but that's beside the point.
Just to get a scholarship.
So yeah, which brings me to my next note. Someone had already killed Caleb? ? Because that's when the whole big reveal happened that somebody in the group had actually already killed when they killed Caleb. That Caleb's death wasn't an accident.
Which I was so sure that Kato was the one that did it.
I actually thought it was Amber.
Really?
Yes. I actually thought it was Amber. Just because...
Was it because she was the one who suggested killing everybody else?
She went psycho so fucking fast. She killed her best friend and then was like, let's kill everyone! So I just figured, she was also a fucking bitch. So there's that.
The engagement ring. So this is backtracking a little bit, but the engagement ring from PJ to Ryan was a nice touch.
Yes, it was. I actually started to get a little bit emotional at that point because I was like, "Oh shit!" Because then that really puts it into perspective that these people had lives, they had plans, they had futures. This isn't just 9 people who had nothing. They had lives, they had futures, they had plans, they had families, they had hopes and dreams. And
my big thing was, I was like, it's like maybe, just maybe, Ryan and PJ could make it out alive. Just maybe. I was really
see, a part of me actually thought that PJ would be the last one to live until he got shot in the face.
Yeah, I mean, once they split up, I already knew. I was like, you know what? PJ's
he's gonna run off. He's gonna die. Yeah. And I actually wrote down a line that was said. I mean, I actually ended up writing down a couple because it turns out this movie actually had a lot of one-liners in it. And one of them was PJ to Kano when he attacked him. He said, I knew you were psycho. I knew you were psycho when you didn't cry at the end of Terminator 2.
Mine was from which his name's Kato with a T.
Oh, Kato, Kano, whatever.
But
Kanto. Come on, Pokemon. It all
my,
loops back to Pokemon.
mine was from Kato to PJ.
Okay.
Uh, how is it when you kill someone with any weapon, you're a murderer, but when you kill someone with an axe, you're an axe murderer?
Yeah.
And the fact that they mentioned American Psycho was a nice touch.
Yeah, they did. They actually referenced several like shows and films in that scene. it was it was a very well done scene, honestly. I actually really liked that scene. And then quickly following that up was actually right after Ryan's dad died. Spoiler alert, he's dead.
Ezra shot him.
Ezra shot him, but he didn't take the time for himself. He actually made sure that Aaron was the closest one to him when he blew his brains out so that she would get his time. So my note was, Ezra actually isn't a dick, question mark?
Well, it's like...
Because up to that point, he had, like, this tough boy, I don't care about anybody attitude. But then he
at that point, like,
did that for her, gave her the gun, and basically straight up told her to, like, win. Like, he straight up said, if anybody deserves to get out of here, it's you. So, oh yeah, that's also right around the time that you find out that Caleb was Aaron's first and only boyfriend. So there's that. Yeah. But then Ezra went and hunted down Kato and had fucking Kato dead to rights and didn't do it. And ended up getting his throat slit. By a crowbar of all things. So
I like the, what was it? Even in death, you're greedy.
Because he only gave him 5 seconds. But I actually wrote down another line from that fight. Because they were talking about, like, they were having a conversation. Because Ezra was accusing Kato of killing Caleb, and Caleb was trying to, or Kato was trying to defend himself on that, like, hey, I didn't kill him. And he was like, just give me a minute to talk, but Ezra kept punching him in the face. He's like, it's kind of hard to have a conversation if you keep punching me in the face. And Ezra said, I'm sorry, you just have such a punchable face.
Yes.
Which, I loved that line. It was wonderful. It was awesome. And then very swiftly, Ezra had Kato dead to rights and didn't take the shot. And got himself killed. And then PJ was giving his spiel to Ryan. So my next note was, PJ is the best, honestly. Like,
yeah, I mean, at first when he picked up the knife and he stuffed it in his pocket, I thought he was like going to kill.
Yeah,
Ryan.
I did too.
But then he even whenever what was it? Cece had walked past them. They were like, it was one of those moments where it was like he's mentioned his knife to her. I was like, oh, so he's not actually hiding the fact that he has a knife.
And then when he split up from Ryan, he actually gave her the knife and said, if you see Kato, stab him in his stupid face. Which I also thought was kind of funny.
So my thing about that scene was, after everyone died and the only 3 people that were alive left was Kato, Aaron, and Ryan.
Yes.
he had 3 bullets in his gun.
Yes.
If that was me, I wouldn't even waited to talk. I would have just instantly
Yeah, no, I'd have shot them.
both of them.
Yeah.
Perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
But it's a movie.
Yeah, but actually before that, I still have 2 more notes.
Okay.
After Kato goes on his fucking killing spree and murders pretty much everyone, because he killed 3 people in one scene. So my note was, now Kato has the gun, a knife, and a crowbar. So he was just fucking armed to the teeth.
And before that, he had an axe.
Yeah. Oh, he also had an axe. And I think at one point he also had PJ's sledgehammer.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, he used the sledgehammer, but he didn't keep it.
Yeah, no, I just realized that he actually dropped the crowbar after he killed Ezra, because he still had the axe when he got to, like, the last scene, essentially, that had
But he was
more than one person left alive. But he was still armed to the fucking teeth. And then my next one is sudden death. These things are super advanced.
Oh, when they when they use the remote to try to turn off the vest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it ended up just lowering everybody's time to Ryan's time, because she had the least amount of time.
It was like 7 minutes.
Yeah. So they had 7 minutes.
That was like the longest 7 minutes, though.
It felt like it, didn't it? And then my last note, because I didn't remember Ryan's name at the time, I was just referring to her as Smarty, because she was the smartest one in the group. It refers to, like, Kato comes in and stabs her through the eye, as she's basically telling Aaron to kill her so that she can get her time and survive, after she had explained to Aaron that she's the one who killed Caleb. And that because of that, Aaron deserved to live more than she did. So Kato comes in, stabs Aaron through the eye. And Aaron, or not Aaron, but Ryan crawls toward Aaron to make sure she's closer to Aaron when she dies, so that Aaron will get her time, not Kato.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my last note that I had.
Mine.
So yeah.
My last notes were, well, the fact that she's the one who killed Caleb, but the fact that she blew out his kneecaps, instead of actually killing him, she just let him blow up.
Yes, she didn't actually kill anybody the entire time.
And then she walked up to a truck. At the very last scene, she walks up to a truck that's passing her by with a gun and a vest, saying that all of her friends are dead. And he says, no. He's like, no way. And then she just starts blaring the F word.
Mm-hmm.
And then she just like has this like really weird smile about her.
Yeah, that look made me think that maybe she was going to hunt that guy down and kill him. Because he was an ass.
Mm-hmm.
So it might have actually taken the sweet, quiet young lady that Aaron was and turned her into a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Which would make some fucking sense. She just watched her 8 closest friends kill each other. And it was fucking intense. Like, I was really caught off guard by just how gruesome this movie was. Like, I've seen a lot of shit. Like, a lot of shit in my life. I was not prepared for that. I didn't think it was going to be that gruesome. Because it's a movie.
I ate dinner.
It's just a movie. I didn't think it was going to get that gory. But it did, so it just caught me off guard. So yeah, if you want to watch this movie and you have a weak stomach, don't watch it while eating. Same recommendation I had when we did the platform. Don't watch it while eating.
Yeah. I don't know why. Man, I did that. I ate for that video too during when I was watching that.
Yeah,
I ate during both of those videos,
yeah.
except this one didn't bother me. This one didn't bother me at all.
It wouldn't have bothered me
Um,
if it hadn't caught me off guard. I didn't realize it was going to be that gruesome. Like, I knew there was going to be blood, obviously, but I didn't realize it was going to be to
so
the level it was.
what you're telling me is cannibalism on the platform didn't bother you,
No.
but that did.
I saw that coming.
Uh,
I knew
Fair.
that was going to happen. Like, I just had a feeling that that was going to happen. I had already mentally prepared myself. Like, I expected it. But with this, I just figured, maybe they were going to, like, stab each other. There'd be a little bit of blood, like normal Hollywood film. Like, they just get stabbed and a little bit of blood comes out and they just slump over and die. But no, straight up throat slit, blood squirting out of their throat. Like, it was really gruesome.
I mean, Kato's face was like halfway torn off, practically.
Yeah, and it caught me off guard. Otherwise, it normally wouldn't have affected me. But it just caught me off guard. I was not eating when I watched this film. And it didn't make me feel sick to my stomach or anything, but it did make me have to stop and, like, think for a second. Like, clear your mind real quick.
It was definitely like if you are not crazy about horror movies, but you love watching creepy movies in the dark, this is like a perfect brain fuck of a movie to watch in the.
Yeah, I actually kind of wish that I had watched it at night. I watched it in the middle of the day. The sun was still coming through this window, like, so. And most of the movie is dark because it takes place in the woods at night.
I mean, it's 10 o'clock here,
Yeah,
so I watched it.
yeah. I kind of wish I had watched it at night. I should have watched it last night, but I forgot that it was Sunday today. Otherwise, I would have watched it last night.
Well, well. So, any more on your notes?
No, but overall, this was a pretty good movie. Um,
I'd watch it again.
Yeah, I'd watch it again, maybe. At least if I watched it a second time, I would know that that stuff was coming, and I wouldn't have to pause the movie for a couple minutes to gather my thoughts. Because I did have to pause for just a second when, like, right after Amber cut Cece's throat and, like, the blood was gushing out of there, and it just caught me off guard. Like, I didn't expect it to get that bloody. So I had to just take a moment, be like, okay, that's the way the rest of this film's going to be. Now we can continue.
I mean, it got worse after that. So,
oh, it did. It got much worse. Because the scene, the scene where Ezra died was way worse. So yeah. Overall, this is a good movie. The production value was pretty good for something that was filmed out in the woods. Or at least seemingly filmed out in the woods.
and I mean, for better or worse, like all these actors, I do not recognize.
No.
I don't know them from anything else.
Me neither.
However, for it being a film that only had like what, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people, like 12 people were in this cast basically.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them only got like 2 minutes of screen time in total.
Yeah, because this is not a movie that had any extras. There were 0.
All basically they all caught my attention. Like they all, like I was paying attention to the movie the entire time.
Yes, as was I.
So if I were to rate this 1 through 5, 5 being the greatest, I'd give it a 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say about a 4.5. Just because, like, 5 I pretty much reserve for, like, this is, like, one of the best movies I've ever seen sort of thing. Which I know isn't the way
Yeah,
that
I
it should be
mean,
rated, but you know what? Fuck it. I'll give it a 5. It was a damn good movie. It was a damn good movie.
yeah, it was.
Yeah. But if you
It's
do
definitely
get queasy, if
rewatchable.
blood bothers you, don't watch it. If that sort of stuff bothers you, do not watch this film. There's a lot of blood. There's a lot of killing, a lot of gore. Um,
You know what's funny? There's actually more blood and gore in this movie than there is in the platform.
yes, yes, there is.
And there's cannibalism in that movie.
Yeah, yeah, there is. And this movie had much more
So,
blood. Like, it's not even really a comparison. This movie, if we were basing off of the previous movies that we've rated, and we're going purely off which one had the most gore, this one would win, hands down, easy, easy. It's not even a question.
the only way we would be able to say like it didn't have enough blood in it is if we were to like watch a Tarantino movie.
Well, it's because they're somehow killing everyone and there's no blood anywhere.
Yeah, there's just like
uh,
Tarantino movies, like you know, someone dies and there's more blood coming out of them that's humanly possible.
yeah, yeah. It's
But
there's what, like, how much
well,
blood is there in a human body? Like 4 liters, something like that. Somebody in a fucking Tarantino movie dies. There's like 8 gallons of blood that comes out of it.
oh man.
But
But
anyway,
anywho,
yeah,
I don't have anything else to say.
I don't
Do
either.
you?
I don't either. That's the end of this one. Um, so yeah, we both gave it a 5. 5 out of 5. Definitely recommend it if you're into this sort of stuff. Like I said though, if you're not into gore, don't watch it. If that's not your thing, you're probably not
If you got
watching this
Hulu, it's
review
easy
anyway.
find.
So, what was that?
I said if you have Hulu, it's an easy find.
Yes, it is on Hulu. Did I say that at the beginning? You said that at the beginning. Okay,
I think
good,
I did.
good. Just making sure that the people who watched only the beginning of the video also got the information. Uh, all right, anyway, thank you
As
guys.
always, in the comments.
Oh,
Yeah, as
yes.
always in the comments, do tell us what movies you want us to do. There
I
are,
almost
like I said,
forgot.
there
It's
are a
been a
few on
while
the
since we've
list.
done one of these. Yes. Suggestions. We'll add them to our ever-growing list. Um, so yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, go ahead and hit the thumbs down button. Nobody gives a flying fuck. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.